Listen to learn and learn to listen. That's what an old head said to me. That's what an old head said to me. That's what an old head said to me. That's what an old head said
Whoa, Nelly.
to me. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly.
Right off
Right
motherfucking.
off motherfucking.
Right off
Right
motherfucking.
off motherfucking.
So, fellas, we were all college football players, which is a great thing. I think football got us closer to a lot of our dreams than other avenues would have, considering the fact that we are black men. And I think that's something that they kind of go into a lot of these hoods, onto a lot of these black communities, and they put on us young black men like, hey, play a sport, this your way out. This how you gonna buy your mama that house. This how you gonna feed your family. And unfortunately, not all of us make it. And what's kind of the backside to that? Where do you kind of go from there?
I mean, the adjustment postseason, that senior year, is always different. It's always weird. Me personally, I broke my foot last game of the season, my senior year, after a bunk ass season. So that kind of sucked mentally, just sitting there, damn near in the bed, like helpless, like damn.
Did you feel like it was over?
Yeah. I mean, cause when it ends like that, you kind of damn near like fuck it. At that point.
How did that impact your life though? You already got a scholarship, so you was already halfway. But how did it feel? Not being able to finish that leg of the journey, quote unquote.
You kind of gotta just realign your focus, put it to bed. You gotta keep playing football without playing football. The same mentality we picked up with the sport. That's why I kind of like playing football. I feel like it's the game of life. I feel like it prepared us for a lot of shit. So you kind of gotta have that next play mentality of like, all right, it's done, it's over, but I still gotta be productive. I still gotta graduate first of all. Then I gotta delve into my career. Because you still gotta figure out what's the end game is. It's just the vehicle that you thought it was.
But is it as easy though? You know what I'm saying? Because like when you was laying in that bed, bro, with your hurt foot, you thinking it's over. Was it easy for you to just take your mind, still keep that football mindset in terms of how you was moving, but take your mind to, like your next step in life and saying like, okay, I'm not going to be a football player. This is not how I'm going to obtain my wealth or my, my well-being for me and my family. Like, what did y'all niggas do to help move yourselves on?
You almost gotta learn to hate it a little bit. You gotta think like damn, I really didn't like those early ass workouts. Maybe damn, me and this coach was bumping heads here and there all the time. I'm not gonna miss fucking with him every morning. I'm not gonna maybe he's bumping heads with teammates and shit. I'm not gonna miss those motherfuckers. You end up picking out the shit that you disliked to help you kind of sever the ties. Yeah. And then once you end up playing the tape back in your head, sometimes like that leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Now you walking around mad on campus and shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So,
when you playing back all the bad shit as a way to divorce yourself from the game, like that's almost too bitter for me. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I'm saying. It's tough. You never know like how you don't really know what your mind gonna do to get you through it.
Yeah, true.
Because I mean, like you just wake up one day and you just kind of, damn, I haven't played in a year.
To me,
Damn, I haven't played in 2 years.
to me, it's keeping that.
Damn, I don't even know if I can sprint anymore. That's when you finally start like, all right, I'm cool. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
But like fresh out of the season or like that second semester or like fresh out of graduation, that shit's terrible. Them boys getting ready to go to camp. They're just going summer workouts and shit like that. You like, damn, I missed that shit.
Hell yeah.
You looking at all your motherfucking gloves and your cleats and your motherfucking tights and shit. You like, damn, bro. Your socks and shit. You still wear your football socks? I still wear my football socks. You put them bitches on, you like, fuck. I used to motherfucking put these bitches on to go do something to somebody.
On me.
It used to be busting the knees.
So the love for the game has always been there. It actually came late for me.
It's bittersweet.
But like for me, it would be, to answer that question, it would be like keep that same dog mentality that you had on the field and transition that into real life. Like,
But sometimes that motivation ain't there.
That's what I'm
Sometimes
asking.
that motivation ain't there.
How do you gain that motivation? Like if football, because sometimes football is what gives niggas that dog mentality. It's the game itself. And once that is taken away, a lot of times a whole bunch of niggas fold for a little bit because that's what gave them that edge. That's what gave them that alpha feeling. So once that's gone, how do you get that back?
you got to
To
figure
get you
out
on the right track.
you got to figure out who you are.
That's what I'm
But-
You
looking
got to be
for.
really secure with yourself, and you got to kind of like
That's what I'm looking for.
go back to the drawing board and reestablish who you were outside of football, so to speak.
And I would say just keep some of them, incorporate some of them same things like working out. Because
And
I
hopefully
work
you
out.
had some hobbies besides just football. You know, hopefully you might have been interested in art or music or whatever the fuck, you know. But you got something to keep your attention to fill that football void. Even though that football void is damn near impossible to fill, you know, you kind of got to get numb to it.
Yeah.
To me,
You got anything?
because how many
Nino?
times you feel like, damn, I could play football right now. Fuck that shit.
You know,
I'll go get me a helmet and some shoulder
because
pads. Like, fuck that.
you've been wanting to play, and you know what I'm saying. Your career
So-
didn't go how it should have. So what you got to say?
So
on
my
it?
experience was a little bit different than y'all's.
right off motherfucking Manchester.
I played 3.5, really not even a half, 3 years and 2 games into my senior season, and I was kicked off the football team.
Right off motherfucking Manchester.
In those 3 years, I had proven that I was a top player, not only at my school, but in my conference and in the nation. And I had offers to go play, to come try out after my senior year at some of these, some of those overseas, some of these Canadian places.
Right off motherfucking.
But because I was kicked off the team, a lot of that shit fell through because I didn't have that same senior year film that I was supposed to have going into it. So for me, that really was I don't want to, and I'm not trying to say it wasn't for y'all, but I really did have that attainable goal right there in my hands. I had really gotten to that point. I had put up 20 sacks in 3 seasons. I had led the NAI in 5 different categories, forced fumbles, all sorts of shit. I had won accolades. I had done these sorts of things. So for me to have that snatched away from me ultimately looking back on it, be over my pride and because I couldn't shut the fuck up. To have that snatched from me, to me it happened in like October, so it was early. I didn't have that last game experience. I didn't have that senior game experience, bro. All of that was snatched from me. And so I even till this day when I talk about it, I still get a little hurt, bro, because I really gave that program everything that I had. I was the best player that program had ever seen, and till this day they will not reach out to me. They don't talk to me. None of that.
So I think this would be a good fitting question. What have you done in terms of your mental health and just how you carry yourself, just to kind of help you move on from such a, I guess, devastating,
blow, bro.
A hard blow, you know what I'm saying?
So to be honest,
reality.
bro, I went through a stage of depression, bro, where like I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do with life because I had based my whole life on playing football. I had been doing that since I was 7 years old. That's all I really knew. I was good at school. Yeah, I was good at math. I was good at all sorts of shit, but I knew what I wanted to do was play football. So to have that snatched from me, man, like it was a devastating blow. It took me damn near a year to bounce back from that. Like I spent a year falling on my face, missing that like y'all said, like that edge that I normally had because I didn't know who I was, what I liked, because my life revolved around football. Yeah, I had other shit I did on the side, but if it wasn't football, I didn't really care. Yeah. So what I had to do, exactly. So what I had to do is I really had to learn or refigure out what I liked as a person. Like taking, because with football you had obligations. Yeah. It was more you had to do certain things. You had to lift. You had to make sure you was in meetings. You had to make sure you was at practice. When you don't have that same sort of structure, it's real easy to just fall by the wayside or just do whatever the hell you want.
Because shit, they made us go to class too. You had to go to class.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like once the season done, you like, man, shit, ain't nobody checking on me. I really just got all this whatever college shit going on to myself at this point.
Exactly.
Graduation.
So, you know, like after that, bro, like I really had to learn how to give myself structure. So I had to take a lot of the things that I had seen them apply. I had seen some of the old heads in my family apply and apply them to myself. Like one of the first things I started doing was forcing myself to wake up early in the morning again. Cause you know, like when I was going through like the whole depression stage, bro, like I would sleep in till like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Cause fuck it, you know.
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah, ain't doing shit. Ain't shit to the day. Yeah,
I ain't got shit else to do.
Motherfucker ain't had no practice.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, for real. Ain't had no film to watch. Yeah,
you know, like, and then like, bro, for me it was so bad because I think because I was snatched away from the game before it was my time. You know, it fucked with me so bad. I fucked up my last semester of school. Yeah. I mean, now there were some other factors in play that, you know, also caused that, but I did not do everything I could to make sure that I graduated. And now I owe the school $6,000 if I want to go back and get that last, you know, finish that last year. Yeah. So I'm saying all that to say my advice to anybody hearing this who's about to go through that or who has that on the cusp, just know that yes, your football career may be over, but your life is far from over.
I need you to say that again.
Your football career may be over, but your life is far from over.
And that's sports in general. That's for guys who hoop, baseball players. Life goes on.
Like when your sports career ends, you still have to wake up and get out of bed and be a person every day.
And I would say just take some of them things like that you learned playing your sport, or like me, I learned a lot of life lessons through football. Yeah. So like I take the working out as like I've always worked out like, oh, I'm gonna go D1. Okay, that didn't happen. Oh, I'm training for life. So like I take working out like training for life. Like if I'm doing it in the 20s, my 30s, I'm probably gonna be doing it 40, 50, 60.
To be honest, work and Ocho, you may actually agree with me on this. Like working out for me is what brought me back, bro. Like I had to force myself to start getting up early and start working out again to get that feeling that I was that alpha, to get that edge that I was missing back. So you know, that never stop working out, never stop being that athlete that you know that you are. I mean, there's something primal in all of us that wants to move and be free. Yeah. So I think we should never forget to embrace that shit, even when your sport career is over.
So what I was gonna say was before even Gude said it, just the distraction about the working out. You know, I would say Pilates and, you know, trying to lose that football weight after I finally healed my foot. It's kind of what helped me. It gave me something else to focus on besides football. And then, like he said, I was still able to kind of attack it like I was getting ready for a game, you know, because I got to get my muscles back. You know, I got to rehab my foot. You know, I don't want to turn into a fat ass. You know, I'm hitting the gym with a purpose. You know, I'm eating right. I'm still shooting for a goal, so to speak, in the fitness realm. So, you know, you can still, you know, get your music aspect. You still pumping up. You still taking your protein and shit like that. So it's kind of productive to find a nice plug and chug. And, like, while I was doing the Pilates and shit, while I was going to the gym, I fucked around and started meditating. You know, I fucked around and started, you know, paying more attention to my diet and shit like that. You know, those kind of things, you know, psychologically and cognitively, they just end up improving your mental health, period.
Speaking of diet, can I ask you a specific question on that? In terms of diet, maybe not on food, but whenever you got done playing sports, did what you listen to in terms of music and what you watch change?
Absolutely. I would say like
in terms of diet like that.
So I think this was what helped me put it down a little bit easier too. Was for me, I didn't start playing football, you know, until 8th grade. I didn't say I wanted to start until 7th grade. I was a hooper. You know, I didn't grow into it, but you know, I like basketball more than I like football. So up until, you know, 8th grade, I was into, you know, music, anime, all kind of other shit. You know, I like drawing and shit like that. I was playing the drums and shit. So like when I got done, I was like, okay, I want to get back to that type of shit. You know, I started back shit. I was in my room watching Naruto, watching motherfucking My Hero Academia and shit like that. Watching Rick and Morty and shit. Or like I started meditating, like I said, or, you know, I started, I say my music mood changed a lot. Cause, you know, like, you don't got to get rough and rowdy no motherfucking more. I don't got to play, like, I don't got to listen to motherfucking Meek Mill at 7 in the morning no more, you know. I started listening to a lot more R&B, you know, I made a lot more slower playlists. And I like, you know, like on my solo, I'm posting a lot of R&B. I post a lot of Snow Allegra and shit like that. Supposed not to give you in this
so,
shit.
you know, like I do the same. Like
I like to mellow out more now.
After I lost that edge, you know, one thing that kind of helped me come back was music itself. So I went through a phase where like I was only listening to chill music, and then I realized that I could still use music to help me get that feeling, you know, that amp feeling back before a workout or, you know, before something major. Like sometimes before a job interview, I'll play some Chief Keef before I go in there just to get me excited. So I still find small ways to use a lot of that shit that I use, but my music selection changed tremendously because what I need to always be hyped the hell up and rowdy for shit. I got bills and kids and shit now. Yeah.
That's a good point. Last question is, once y'all got done playing, how did that affect like the relationships you guys had with other people? You know, did it change them in any way? Were you able to put more effort into some folks that you weren't able to before? Like, you know, let's say you had a shorter, were you able to put more time into her? Did that change our dynamics? Because shit, you ain't on the road no more. You don't got all these practices. You don't got all this film. You know, like how did it play in terms of, you know what I'm saying, like you and like the shorties?
So for me, it was a little bit different, bro, because my plan was supposed to be I was supposed to be on the road more. You know, I was supposed to still be playing ball. So, you know, when it comes to like, you know, a lot of other people, you know, a lot of outside people, or you know, people who ain't close, but they around. You know, they really, once they found out that that wasn't the move no more, they definitely sort of fell back. You know, stopped reaching out to me. You know what I'm saying?
Not as many likes on the gram.
Not even that. You know, like just not as many text messages, you know, not as many phone calls checking on you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that sort of stuff happens.
Sort of love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That sort of stuff happens when motherfuckers don't think you finna be making 6 figures next year. Yeah. You know, when that happened, motherfuckers start treating you different. And that's what happened, bro. You know, like all of a sudden uncles that used to call me on the regular, I stopped hearing from them as often. You know, it went from me hearing from them once a month or every few weeks to hearing from them once a year, every 3 months, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like that love definitely changed. As far as like my personal relationships, I feel like we both had to go through an adjusting period because, you know, we had to adjust being around, spending that extra time together, you know, because she had to get to know me and I had to get to know me. So it was new for
that's real shit. Yeah,
you know, because like we was both learning who the hell I was, so it was new for everybody.
Right, you don't got nothing to say, man? How you feel about college football? You did your thing, man. What you doing over there?
I'm not sure. I was just kind of just narrating y'all through this thing.
Shout out to you, man. You know, Mobile. You was there with Nino. You know, that's important.
I mean, shit, I guess I'll just kind of just go through the questions that I asked y'all.
Yeah, just wrap it up, man. You know, go from the top. We're not so detailed.
Yeah.
How do you feel helped you the best adjusting from football? You know, I know you had a lot of injuries too in your career.
I mean, it was definitely tough. I definitely had, like Nino said, I had to learn a lot about myself and about where I was trying to go in life, and just who I was as a man. You know, like whenever you can't play football, you can't go out there and hit somebody, you know, and be that alpha male and be that alpha dog and be the best. You know what I'm saying? It definitely has, you know, an effect on you as a man. So I definitely had to figure out who I was gonna be, you know. So yeah, it took me a few months of, you know, listening to different music, changing my diet, meditating, and just becoming a calmer person to, you know, prepare myself for the 9-to-5 world. You know, I will say that there's life after football, and if you just give it time and if you're patient, you know, you'll find you an avenue where you can, you know, maybe not be an alpha because that's not always good and everything, but, you know, a way where you can, you know, have your own little spice on things like
find your niche, man. Play your position. Get your tackles. Get your stats, man.
That's what it is.
Well, guys, I think this was fun. Where we at in this? What kind of time we got? Did I say 30 on the dot?